the ones who are rejecting me, it's good because that's safe. That makes me feel safe.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get hurt anymore.
the universe is saving you from people who are trying to reject you. Don't stop that.
Yeah. Something I just noticed in the last, I would want to say probably the last 7 years of my life, that I've been in this weird space where like I have to have control.
Hmm.
And my ego's like, but we need to know what happens next. We need to know what you need to do. We need to know like the next 5 routes to take next.
Because if you don't, you won't be loved. You'll be abandoned. You'll be yelled at. You'll be hit. What happens if you don't? What happens if you don't know what to do next? To your childhood, what happens?
The first thing that popped in my head is rejection.
You'll be rejected. Excellent. Check this out. You want to say this out loud? It's totally your call if you want to. Everyone has the right to reject me. This is where your strength is.
Everyone has the right to reject me.
Yeah, doesn't mean we're aiming for it, but imagine your freedom if you suddenly accepted that rejection is allowed. They might reject me and they're allowed to.
Yeah, but then the thing that pops in my head is, yeah, but then getting rejected, it hurts. It sucks. I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah, I understand, but also it won't after a while if you're totally embracing it. Really think about this is like our fear of rejection is actually us controlling people. You have to accept me, everyone. You all have to accept me, job. You have to accept me, relationship. You have to. I'm going to control your decision making. I don't want you to have free will to make your own decision, and I want to ignore if this doesn't align for you. My freedom is in your not rejecting me. So I'm here to control you. You have to all accept me. Everyone better accept me in their life.
I realized it was like my goal right now is to focus on freedom, but then that made me realize that I'm focused on control instead of freedom if I'm trying to control everyone else.
Right. Like, let's really break this down. Do you want someone to not reject you because you controlled that? Or would you like to have the people that naturally select to be with you in your life, that they want you in? You know how many people you will have in your, check this out. Do you know how many people you will have in your life that actually you don't align with because you did whatever manipulation you needed to do to stop them from being able to reject you because you were not a natural fit for them?
Yeah, that's very true.
Like, man, this person's not attracted to me for a relationship, so I'm going to do everything I can to not let them hear that intuition and get in a relationship with me completely on false pretenses. And eventually that truth will have to come out. It will eventually be they gotta go. How many amazing people could you have in your life if they were selecting you not because you were of help stopping them avoiding the choice of rejecting you? Now you have people who want to be with you. We could get rid of the people that were going to reject you anyway.
That's so freaking freeing.
Right?
Seriously.
You only have 1 second, followed by 1 second, followed by 1 second. So your time is so valuable. In this time, would you rather have 20 friends who are half connected to you based on you not rejecting them, or 10 friends who absolutely choose to be with you because they love you and do not want to reject you? I'll take 10 amazing friends over 20 medium ones.
Totally. Yeah, because that's where I'm realizing now is that like I feel I've drained so much of my energy with those types of people for so long, and I'm just reached that point now where I want to be around the people who fill me up. I feel like I've been filling so many people up and draining myself that I'm done with that. I just want to be with the people who energize me.
And believe it or not, if you have a, check this out, everybody, if you have a pattern inside of you that says, I need to stop people from rejecting me, guess who you will attract? The type of people who would have rejected you so your ego can stop them from doing it.
Oh,
You will actually look for, you will actually look for the match to what your ego is worried about versus noticing the ones who naturally just love you. Like you'll actually go, I gotta fix with the people who would reject me so I have some type of thing to fix. Otherwise, the ego isn't worth anything. So it needs to find the crappy, I don't want to say the crappy, but the lack of aligned people for you who were going to pre-reject you so you can, but they're also moldable enough to not quite hear their heart so that you can go in there and convince them to keep you. Right? Meanwhile, there's people who naturally just love you and you could get into your soul's alignment and not need anyone, not fix anyone, not manipulate anyone. And it'll just be this natural, non-conditional, loving expansion that's joyful. But if you're worried about being abandoned, you will only find people who will abandon you. Otherwise, your ego will be wrong. Isn't that crazy?
it's so, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. So we actually, from what we just discovered, have to let everybody reject us, right? Otherwise, you're just going to keep people who will inevitably fall apart, keep your egoic story alive. But if you're free of that, then you get to pick and choose people who also pick and choose you. And by the way, the more you're in your heart, the more you're going to have to accept a lot of people rejecting you. Like it's just part of it. The more you're in your heart, the more of a threat you can be to people who are scared of changing, that are scared of growth. When you are accessing all of you, you are a threat to people because you're a reminder of what they could be, and it's the death of how they got love on a conditional way. So as you step into your greatness, just so you know, you have to give people the right to reject you because a lot will. But who cares?
Yeah. Uh, that feels so much lighter and less heavy. Like, I don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I have space now to do other things.
Yeah. That'll be the next step is going, so what do I do now that I'm free? Now that I don't have things to fix and juggle all the time? Like, can you think, you don't have to say their name if you don't want, but can you think of a person in your life that you've been scared to death will reject you? A specific person, a boss, a partner, a friend, an ex, a parent.
All of the above, let's just say.
So pick one. You're welcome to say who it is and you don't have to, but if you got, you can just tell me when you have one.
A friend.
A friend? Okay.
Yeah.
So you can say that person, you can say their name, whatever you want, blank if you want, is it has a right to reject me. Say that out loud.
She has a right to reject me.
Really feel that. And we want to do this till it's totally true. You're not here to control her and tell her she can't reject you.
It just feels so good to say that out loud.
Right? She has a right to reject you.
Honestly, I would be super happy if she did. I just feel like that would just take so much off of my life because I feel like I've been like tiptoeing around the conversation.
Mhm.
And I just, yeah, totally.
Do you know the Kalego exercise?
Yes.
Would you Kalego how freeing life was after she fully rejected you? Like now that she rejected me, I can, you know what I'm saying?
After she rejected me, I felt so much freer. And I felt like I could be more me and I could do more things that I wanted to do. And I didn't have to, like, I could say that I was going somewhere and didn't care about, like, posting it somewhere on on social media, and she would like try and get all drama on me. Like, I wouldn't care. Like, I would just be able to like be myself, do the things I wanted to do. um, wouldn't have to worry about having to put my life in their perspective and make them feel good. It was all just about making me feel good. And out of doing that, it just allowed me to like meet more people, and
Mhm.
especially people who really like align with me. And all of a sudden I like met this amazing person who became the like the best friend I've always wanted. And we had so much fun, and when we were together it was like we helped each other grow and like would help each other and just feel great about each other. And even if we didn't see each other for a while, it was like we didn't feel as if like we had to be around each other. We just felt good, and we just had friendships, and we like helped each other and connected with each other, and then it just felt good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the thing everyone, so one lesson everyone should get from this, the thing you're most scared of is actually the key to your liberation. What if they abandon me? Is also, then I'm free. What if I go totally broke? Then I'm free because I don't have to spend every waking moment avoiding that. What if they that person and I break up? Then I'm free. And it doesn't mean you want that. It just means also you'll be able to create from a new place. If they reject you, you're free. What's the what's the biggest thing you're worried about? They could what? They could abandon me, they could reject me, they could yell at me, right? I'm not saying we don't protect ourselves. Like obviously if you have they abuse me or whatever, we lock the door and we don't let people in that would ever go out of their way to hurt us. But I'm talking about this egoic, emotional, kind of constant underlying fear that isn't that. That your growth, your heart it's trying to grow. And the ego says life has to be the way it's always been. But growth means life is going to be a way you've never seen, right? Real growth you can't anticipate. Real growth happens in ways that you don't understand from here. So the biggest thing you can see for yourself is not growth, it's ego, right? So if we actually look at the thing that could happen, they could reject me, and you realize, then I'd be free. Then I'd be happy. They have a right to reject me. Give everyone the right to abandon you, reject you, judge you. That's their shit. That's their karma. That's their story. That's where they are. Right?
It feels like I'm finally allowing myself to just be me,
Yeah.
because I feel like as you were saying that, what started coming to mind, it was like, well, the reason why you haven't been yourself and you've been hiding is because you want other people to feel better,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want them to reject you. But it's like, but then I can't be me. So it's like, yeah, just let them reject me so I can be myself. Like, life is like, why should I keep spending the rest of my life not being who I am? Like, I just need to be me, and who cares what they think?
Yeah.
I like being me, you know? It's funny. I had a friend of mine years ago said something to me, and it now makes sense. Um, she looked at me and she was like, "You're afraid of being in your own power." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." but I didn't realize why. And now that you just had me go through this, it made sense. Like it was like I was afraid to be myself and be in my own power because I didn't want to get rejected and I was controlling everyone else.
Mm.
And it's like, but I need to, not need, but it feels good to be me.
Mm.
Like, who cares what this person says?
Yes. And what if, and that's so beautiful, are your parents still alive?
One of them is. One of them
Yeah.
passed away.
So even though one of them has passed away, I would love for you to want that your parents rejected you at times. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is an offering, you don't have to take it. But your resistance to the times that you felt rejected by them is the final thing that's creating the trap in you. And if you actually see it as beautiful, if you actually see it as perfect, right? You can understand why. In fact, I can think of a couple exercises we could do. But before we do it, I'd love to first of all offer which parent rejected you the most?
My mom.
Your mom, is she the one alive?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you say, my mom has the right to reject me?
Well, my mom has the right to reject me.
Hmm. What's coming up for you?
It stings, like right here.
Take a deep breath because you're being the mother for that right now. You're being the mother right now, the unconditionally loving mother. It's allowed to sting. It's allowed to be there. We're not trying to get out of it. You can hold this presence for it. You got it. We got the universe. We got the space. Feel your heart beating. Be right there. Hmm. Freedom. Your mom has the right to reject you. You love her so much. You love her so much that she has a right to reject you. Hmm. You love her so much that you're not going to control her rejection. You are more her parent than she's yours now, actually. Right? You're just loving her in her lack of knowing, in her unable to see, in all of her fear that caused the rejection. Her childhood that I bet was hard, right? Her fear, her love for you is causing the rejection, probably. She's probably unconsciously I'm going to give you love based on you getting things the right way so that you live your life getting things the right way because I don't want you to get hurt. Thank you, Mom, for caring so much about me. What are you feeling right now? This is so good. I feel you really doing the work so beautifully. Are you guys just appreciating this? Because Livia's doing the work for us, for her right now, but we're getting to see these amazing moments that is here to remind us. Like imagine you freeing your parents from judging you, your control of them judging you.
I'm a very visual person. So when you have me do this, I was visualizing myself as like my when I was young, and that little girl was here in my heart, and I was like wrapping my arms around her, and she was like crying, and she was screaming, and she was yelling, and she was very like red, like her face was red. And um, as I just held her, she just started to calm down and sort of became relaxed, and she just seemed to have like this blue calm about her, and she just was like,
Mm.
and the first thing that sort of popped in my head was like, okay,
Mm. Mm.
like she doesn't need to be angry anymore.
And the element of what you're becoming is so clear, and you're going to flip out on how much all of a sudden your mom matches this energy. Like, it's really weird. This softness that you just created for yourself, you're going to see people around you acclimate to that. Like, energetically, you just undid that tie from her rejection. You just undid that. And so it actually unties on her end too. You'll see when you talk to her, there's so much more flow. It's not going to be perfect. There's more to go, but it's going to be better.
Yeah, it feels lighter. It feels way less angry.
Yeah. And that voice that you just kind of purged a little bit of is the voice that we were talking about from the beginning. That's the I should have done it different. I should have done it different so I wouldn't get rejected.
Yeah.
Because it's death to me to get rejected, right? The ego associates rejection as death. Now you're moving it up. You can at least move it up from it's trauma to be rejected to I'm sad about being rejected. That's even that's better, right? Because sadness you can stay in the room with and it frees it, right? I'm sad about being abandoned is different than no one better abandon me, right? In this presence, abundance wants to come to because you're safe. If you're safe for your ego, you're safe for other people. Did everyone get that? If you become safe for your ego, you're safe for everyone else's ego. So they start to just gravitate towards you because you're not rejecting yourself in front of them. What we usually do is we're rejecting our ego, and then unconsciously, so we're rejecting other people's ego. Like, for instance, do you notice the people that have a hard time crying are always the ones that try to stop everyone else from crying? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
that used to be me. Yeah.
stop crying, because I can't handle crying. So now everyone around me better not feel anything because I can't feel that. Right? But the more you can feel that, the more you're okay with all of your emotions, rejection, shame, fear, darkness, abandonment, whatever, the more you can accept that in you, the more whole you are, and the more they actually feel that too. Right? So you accepting yourself fully will make you a natural acceptor of everything. And you'll free people because you freed yourself. You want to know how to change the world, free yourself. And you'll start freeing people even that don't even meet you.
So it's back to the unconditional love. And that's sort of where it was with me before. It was okay to love the heart, but not okay to love my mind and love the ego.
A Course in Miracles says, your work is done when the whole world is freed because of you. You get what I'm saying? Like, in other words, and you don't go free everyone, like try to get everyone to do it, right? You're freeing yourself more and more and more because the entire world is a collective match to you. So as you free yourself, you just from crying that out right now, changed careers, enhanced your relationships, brought in abundance, like that egoic. Check this out. What if that fear of rejection is also stopping abundance from coming in because you had a life or death situation? The way our body works is when you have life or death situations, it's designed to first get rid of that problem, right? If I'm painting in my house and a tiger comes in the room, I have a fight or flight mechanism to make sure I get out of the room. Well, what if the tiger is a small little voice since you were 5? And it goes, we can create after this, but first prevent rejection for 30 years, right?
Yeah, rejection is fine. It, it's sort of loving to be rejected because then I'm not bringing in the people that are not matching the energy that uplifts me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of work to try and control everybody that I could do with other things.
Here's an interesting thing. I want to ask everybody, think of the number one thing you're scared of. Everybody, just think of the number one thing you're scared of, being rejected, whatever, the thing that you unconsciously are worried about, abandonment, going broke, or whatever. And then notice how much you've brought that into your life. Everyone will notice I bring in the type of people that would reject me. I bring in the type of people that criticize me. I bring in the type of people that, right? We bring in the match to what we are horrified of. Every time I talk to a client, it's like, yes, and at my job, I'm worried that they'll blah, blah, blah. And then they all do it. And it's interesting you have that job that would totally ask for that, right? All my clients are criticizing me all day. And I'm like, that's interesting, isn't it? Like, I hate criticism, and you chose a job where people criticize you the entire day. It's just interesting because so we got to switch from what we don't want to what we want, right? We want freedom, not we don't want to be rejected. And if we go, my number one goal is not unconsciously, your intention was to not be rejected, was your number one intention up until today. That was your intention. Don't be rejected. So would you give me a new goal, a new intention that's on the affirmative that would be your growth and your expansion in your soul?
I'm going to say love.
Love. Excellent.
Yeah. Like unconditional love. Because
yeah, go ahead.
no, just because it was interesting because I'd been focusing so much on like freedom, but in reality what I was doing was actually controlling, not freedom.
Right.
But the thing I've always enjoyed doing more is like doing things that are all about fun and loving experiences and getting to meet fun people or getting to do fun experiences. And I'd I have noticed I stopped that as my focal point. I've focused more on like freedom, 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 but it's like in reality I was more of like control, control, control.
Right? Yes. That's so good to see. So check this out. Here's an exercise for all of us right now. This is really, really cool. Let's first of all come up with an intention. It can be your unique intention. It can be what Livia just said. It can be whatever. But most of us need to see that the moves that we have made, and the universe doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to what you do. And what you have done, what we've all done unconsciously up until this retreat, is an unconscious, non-intentional intention, meaning like my intention has been to not be rejected. My intention has been to not be abandoned. My intention has been to not go broke. Okay. So here's how we measure it. Is it something that you can do in a conflict? Okay, I'm in a conflict. What's my new intention? Be love, right? Is it something you can do during any time of the day? Okay, I'm just hanging out at the house. I'm feeling off. I'm feeling whatever. Be love. And is it something you can do in a meditation? In a meditation, you're meditating. Just be love. Be love. Be love. I don't know what to do. Be love. It's lost. I don't get this. Be love. I'm totally freaking out. I feel pain in my chest. Be love. Be love. Be love. Now, it's so funny because when Livia was asking at the beginning, I need to know what to do. What if this is what you do? There is a doing here. I'm going to love this fear. You actually are still given tangible answers. They're just not only on the external. Now what you do is internal too, right? So what do I do? Okay, I'm having an argument with a client right now. What do I do? Oh, I meditate. I love the part of me that's scared of rejection. I free myself from controlling other people. I allow conflict. I accept rejection. Is everyone getting this? There still is an action here, right? It's just your actions now are things that will move you more towards being, right? Your doing is a doing that moves you more towards being. Livia just cried out something, and now she's more here. Everyone can feel it. Livia, you feel so peaceful. You feel so safe. You feel so connected. You feel so inspiring. And you just weeded out people that would reject you. Because your heart's so big, they're going to be scared. They won't even show up. And then other people that have a big heart too will show up and love you.
It feels safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the biggest thing I feel different now than before, is that when I was asking you that question, it was out of like I didn't feel safe. I felt didn't have security or anything, and now it's like it feels safe. Like I know it's like a weird way I know now. It's like the ones who are rejecting me, it's good because that's safe. That makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get hurt anymore.
The universe is saving you from people who are trying to reject you. Don't stop that.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that a big point too? Yeah, rejection is protection.
Yeah.
Saving you from them.
Yeah, saving me from getting hurt from people who are going to hurt me. So why would I put myself in that kind of situation? Like now I'm like I'm forever saved, because it's like, yes, you're rejecting me. That's good. That means I'm not going to get hurt by you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's the greatest gift. Life is naturally doing what it does to protect you. Don't fight it. Tell me if I'm wrong on this, Livia. Everyone you're worried will reject you was not a 10.
Oh, totally.
They were people that you didn't actually want anyway.
Yeah, and there were people that I was definitely like making myself into a chameleon to make them feel better.
Right. So they wouldn't reject you.
Mm-hmm.
And the more they keep, by the way, if they wanted to reject you and you stop them, now you have people that you're always worried will reject you. So you're constantly in a place of keeping that going. Always spinning the plates. Never reject me.
Seriously. This feels so good.
This is awesome.
It feels so freeing. I feel like I grew 10, like, to like a 10-foot high tall. Like I feel so much better.
Yeah. And everyone is just sending you love too. I'm seeing so much support, and thank you.
I feel like I'm a new woman. Thank you.
Hell yeah. And let's really honor what we need to keep this going, right? So that this isn't just a fluke and then go back to the old way. Like find the life that matches this truth, right?
And
So,
I like the you said like the intention is just to love. If I'm
yeah.
stressed out, just to love, just to be. It
Oh,
just feels good. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Seriously, like a zillion times.